But I mean, how do the rest of you feel when you don't see stuff up there?
I think if you've got something to say, I think you should tell us. Because otherwise, people do think maybe you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people read between the lines, but a lot of time.
I think you're probably better off saying nothing and doing a lot than doing nothing and saying a lot.
Yeah. One of the things when we were at Gateway that I got in a big tiff over with a certain somebody is he wanted a new news item every single day. It didn't matter if it was, oh great, I painted my car. There was an idea he wants to be new every single day. And while I can understand that to a point, because to show something's going on, my fear is you're going to say something you really don't mean. And that's why that's part of the reason why we're kind of throwing up junk.
Yeah. Regarding news items, it's even if you don't have anything to announce, maybe just I mean, people do. I agree. It's better to say nothing and do something than to say a lot and do nothing. But by the same token, how active a company is perceived to be will be basically by how often people see stuff come out of it.
So what you're asking for is kind of a happy medium.
Just not necessarily
there's something going on without making promises we can't keep.
Maybe just
not making any sort of announcement.
This week took 16 meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, just something which sort of shows that there's activity without actually necessarily giving away what's happening, but just sort of giving some basic sort of information. Even if it may be dull, it shows to people that stuff's going on, stuff's happening. But
how do you guys like Amiga World? You get much out of it?
yeah, it's nice.
You know, Fletcher got real hurt. That's why he hasn't been up there. He had an emergency operation. And he's doing better. He'll be up next week. I got 14 articles on my machine I got to read on the way home and edit, which they're all okay. But that's why they were delayed on that. Just let me know. But are you printing it out down here? Or is it being shared with others?
Through the user groups, we've had a few issues where a couple of guys crashed and printed it up. We said, here's the latest Amiga World.
There is one thing that I don't like about Amiga World is the format that it's actually put in. Like I can print it out as PDF, but the thing is I have to print it out in A4, then put it in A3, and it just too confusing to print it out basic.
I don't like the fact that it was done in Microsoft Word.
No.
Well, it does the job.
Yeah. Got to use what we need to use to get things done. Not all the writers have Amigas. Sorry. Yeah, we actually started on Amiga, but it was too difficult to do what we needed to do. Because this is also given out to certain other companies. They're getting the same material you are, the people we're working with, and internally we're utilizing it. But so, maybe we should have a format that's US and non-US? Would that be helpful?
Because almost the rest of the world uses A4 paper.
Yeah. We don't know why you guys did that. Lied to you.
Makes a lot of sense. We don't know why you did the other.
Yeah. Well, we won the war, so that's right. Did you? No, not that war.
Not according to the Vietnamese.
Not that war. All right, well, I've got to wrap it up. We've got 3 more minutes here. Basil.
I think what you're doing, actually, we know those of the people who use Amiga know that something is happening. And I think the policy you're adopting now is the right one. That if we're impatient and we just want something said on it, then I don't think we're mature enough. Sorry to say that.
Here's an idea. What if we cut some of the CDs, like what you just saw, and gave them to the user groups? Would that be helpful?
That would be helpful, because we can then say to the user that didn't make here, or some of the older users, we can say, look, here it is. Here's a basic rundown of the system, and like some of the guys who have 3 or 4 different machines and different operating systems that they do operate under, they can go, right, well, it works on this, here it is. Exactly what you've done.
Okay.
Well, I think what we've heard today is very encouraging.
Gentlemen, thanks very much.
You can, yeah.
If anyone hasn't booked for the dinner and quiz yet, don't forget to book.
Well, I paid, but I don't know if I...
Where do we book?
I'm the hard help. What is there?
In about 5 or 10 minutes, we'll be having our keynote speaker, Mr. Bill McEwen, Chief Executive Officer at Amiga. And when Bill's finished his opening remarks, we'll be having our quiz, which you all know to answer papers for. So if you'd like to step up now, ladies and gentlemen, up to the servery there and get yourself a bite to eat, and the evening will begin shortly.
Look at them, they're all flying up there. Look at them all go, look at them all go, woo! This is my rendition of stealthy maneuver. It didn't work this time.
I didn't do it enthusiastically enough.
Who's been sucking the helium? That's my hands go up. Good evening. Now, I'm going to have some help tonight. John down here is going to fly the hardware for me, and we haven't done this yet, so I'm going to have to do fun things like next screen. Very subliminally, so you don't know what's happening.
Only trim off.
So with that, next slide. So first off, thank you everybody for your hospitality. It's my first time to Australia. Won't be the last. Very nice. Hopefully I'll stay a little bit longer than 48 hours, but we try to get as much done as we can. Go ahead and look it again. Is this settled? Thanks very much for your support. Thanks very much for being a part of the Amiga family. And we have some exciting things. Okay, John, again. There we go. Thanks everybody for your encouragement and being a part of that, making my stay. And thanks for letting me give you guys a future. I want to say a special thanks to a couple of people who are here. Where's Greg? Yeah, Greg can stand up. Well done, Greg. And Greg is modeling for us a brand new Amiga shirt. Greg is wearing a wonderful blue denim with matching lovely shoes. And he's very special to us. This is one of the shirts to be available online shortly. It's the first one of its kind. So Greg has our first one there. And where's our good friend Michael? He's been unfortunately playing chauffeur for me. Michael, this is the first of a new line of baseball cap. So it's the first one in Australia. So I'm going to say thanks again for that. And good job to Michael. And we have somebody else here who's been a great help to me, you guys might not know, he's a member of the Amiga Advisory Council. And if Craig Dillahoy would come up for me. Little did you know, you actually have representation at corporate from this man. So now I've got 2 hats and a shirt. Bidding will open later. But I want to thank everybody again for all the hard work you've done. And that's just a way for us to say thank you to you. In about 2 weeks, you guys will be able to buy your own of those. But for the time being, that's all there is in this show. Go ahead, John. Let's look at the next slide. It's just a number. One more time. I was putting an extra clip in there. Okay. So those of you who don't know, we've done 3 TV shows now in the United States. On November 2nd, I'm going to become a regular now on Silicon Spin, which is, as I shared with some of you, John Dvorak's show. And PC Magazine, we met with, well, ended up being 11 of their editors. And they have fallen in love with what Amiga not only was, but what it's going to be in the future. They see a real opportunity for what's happening. One of the things I wanted to share with you is, real quickly, this you guys didn't know, I am Bill McEwen. I'm not Czajka. I'm not Jim Collis. And I'm not Medialo. I am not the savior of Amiga. All I am is somebody who believes in what you people are. And we took it, the opportunity, we found the investors, and we bought it from Gateway. It's you who are making it successful. I'm just a mouthpiece out there who's not bright enough to stop knocking on every door I can to tell the story. And we're going to keep knocking on the doors, we're going to keep doing deals, and we are going to make it successful. But the fact is that I'm not going to do things the way any of those other people have done. I'm not going to tell you things that aren't happening. We're not going to make up products that don't exist, because it doesn't do anybody any good. I know it's frustrating for some that we don't come off with 1 million press releases a week. But at the same token, when it's time for that activity to occur, that's when we'll do it. And by then, it'll be too late for anybody else. So I just want to make that very clear. I'm going to be very different than anybody who's done this before. Because if my word doesn't count, it means nothing. So with that said, let's go on to the next one. Whatever it says. There we go. In December of this year, AmigaNet will be selling a brand new Amiga box. This is, as I shared with you before, an internet-ready type application. There's no hard drive in it, and it'll sell for about $300. So those of you that might have folks out there that are interested in that, quote, net appliance space, this is the first shipping Amiga product that will have that opportunity. Infomedia Network will be showing a brand new Amiga device at CES this year, Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. That's the first weekend in January. And this is a product that's interesting. It is also a set-top box, but it's targeted at the DSL marketplace. And they already have many telephone companies, or telcos in our box, as we call them, that have signed up to distribute these to all their customers. In the United States right now, they're adding approximately, well, I know Southwestern Bell says 38,000 people a day to DSL. And so this is an opportunity for Amiga to enter into marketplaces. We also have some exciting things going on in the handheld space, cell phone, desktop market. And again, the set-top box market has been the first to really adapt and adopt what we're doing. Okay, John? It's already my saying name. Again, the real reason that we're doing this is because Amiga has a community. There's a lot of other operating systems out there that we could try to wrestle and tackle this with. But again, but it's you guys, period. This is what we're here for. We want to help foster. We want you guys to be calling your friends again that used to come to the meetings. We want you guys to start getting out there and letting people know that you can be proud of what you've done and what you continue to do. And we want you guys to be aware that this is only the beginning. Again. The other thing is we are listening. And hopefully tonight you'll understand that we do listen to you. Okay? There we go. I think you guys have seen this on the website. What we believe the next opportunity in the future is the home. Where we see is you've got multiple devices. Don't you pop the balloon? What we see is, look at this diagram as sample images. Okay? Just because there's a Nintendo there, just because there's a PlayStation there, does not mean you have deals with those companies. Yet. I could not believe the discussions that occurred. Nintendo's on there. You know, this is merely as examples. Because if you look really closely, too, we're running Windows. But the point being is that Amiga can reside on any one of those platforms. In fact, we will reside on all those platforms. And working together, these platforms will communicate, share data, share processor power, everything, and be a conduit out to the net. We're very excited with the brief discussion we had with the folks at the Xanadu team and learning more about that. Really keen to learn more about that. But this is where we're going. We're going to own the home. This is a space that nobody owns yet. I think they need somebody. I think it needs to be you guys. So we're going to go out and evangelize that, continue to develop that, and we're looking for third parties to make that happen. Okay? Is this really boring? The world is beginning to take notice of what's going on in Amiga. Every day we have now an open space on ABC News, World News Tonight, with Peter Jennings. He's asked to interview us. We're not going to go there yet. I don't like ABC. But we've got them. We've got every major publication in the States. We've had a lot of communication in the UK. A lot of stuff going on in Germany. And the fact is, people they're almost nostalgic for what Amiga was. What they don't know is it hasn't left. It's still here. Today they can embrace and get involved with Amiga. I mean, it's a brilliant, brilliant system. We're taking that and taking it to the next level. We're going to bring that brilliant system so you can have it in your home, on your cell phones, and handheld devices. I'm still not sure about analog brakes, but who knows. But the one thing I have to ask, go ahead, John. Give me a little bit of a break. Just a little bit. When we come out and we make announcements, I've never met a community like to eat their young. I mean, it's amazing. If I sneeze wrong, I get like 100 emails saying you did it with the wrong accent. For those of you that were playing with me earlier, I do a lot of accents as a hobby. Sneezing's not one of them. But the point is that I'd appreciate giving just a little bit of slack and to the rest of the team. We've delivered everything we said we were going to deliver to you. We haven't promised what we haven't delivered, and we're going to continue that. That's why we're a little more quiet on the website. But in 10 months, you'll have an update now to your SDK. We'll go into that later. And we got other stuff you guys will hear tonight for the first time. Okay? Put all these extra mouse clicks in just to really take them off. There's a new Windows version of the SDK shipping on the 24th of this month. There's an update to the Linux SDK also on the 24th. Okay? Yeah, see what else pops up. I can actually see it from here. Okay, I goofed. Just let you know in the executive update. Okay, but I love Scala. The features that I listed, there were 2 lines in the executive update. I talked about the Cohen sound engine, SEO, math engine, the Criterion Renderware 3D. All those are actually in 1.2, not in 1.1. It's my error. I apologize. Those features are in the next cut, which will be about 4 weeks later. So we did not get a chance to go through QA properly, so it's not in there yet. Now, anytime you buy either the Linux or Windows version, you get free upgrades for a year. Year 2 will get you, but I mean, right now, it's all there. Okay. Let's talk briefly about what we're doing. The global picture. This is the way we view the world as it was. The content is represented on the outside. Audio, games, video, text. Those were all device specific. Okay? If you wanted to listen to audio, you had to use a CD player, or a tape player, or a record player, or the radio, or stereo. If you wanted to play games, you primarily did it on the console. Okay? But I'm going to let you rest on the boring as you. Today, you can access content from different devices. You can use your PC to listen to audio. You can use your PC to watch video. you can use a DVD player to play CDs. Okay? Click again. Where we believe the future is, and what AmigaDE is about, and we're going to stair-step our way there, is that you should be able to access any type of digital content from any Amiga-enabled device from anywhere. You guys get that? Half of you guys are going, yeah. The other ones are going, huh? Okay, the point being is literally from a cell phone, you can access your data on your desktop, no matter where you are on the globe, as long as you've got net access. Okay? If you want to listen to music, you've got an MP3 player on your cell phone if you want to use it for that. Okay? Is that starting to make more sense? From the PC, you'll be able to watch movies in another room. Because of the DE, we are able to reside on all these multiple platforms, all this different hardware. Therefore, they can share information inherent to one another. So that's where we're going. It's going to take a little while to get there, maybe another week. We'll get there. Okay? Just a quick overview. These are the chips today. I'm going to have to click another time there until the screen fills. These are the chips today we run on native. PowerPC, Motorola M-Core, that's the chip that runs the cell phone we told you about. x86, all flavors. StrongArm, ARM, Hitachi SH3, 4, and 5. Click here. Is that subliminal? MIPS, and there's also some other chips we can't talk about right now that we run on. That's native. Now the other unique feature about it's RISC and some other stuff. The other thing we can do is run in a hosted environment. This is where the stealth move comes in. So Amiga is able to run on all flavors of Windows. You kind of click through that because I think I've got the timer a little slow. Give another click. There you go. So far we haven't found a flavor of Linux we can't run on. We're on a QNX 4. We're testing right now the new QNX. OS9, for those who don't know, that's the most widely used operating system in set-top boxes that are currently out today. McEwen is the company that makes them. We run on all those platforms. Now, today, out of the box. What's coming up in the next couple of months? Click. See? And soon. What a segue. I love that word, segue. Itron, Epoch, Palm, and VxWorks. All these would be in the next 1 to 2 months. Or you went too fast on it. This is, whoa! You're now toying with me. I have more caffeine. Good Lord, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Alright. The way it works, see if this diagram makes sense to everybody. Maybe I should walk down there. Maybe not. Okay. Top lever. The top layer represents the different type of content created. Currently you can use Java as a development language. You can use C, C++, or assembler as your development language to create the content. Next layer, that's what we refer to as the Amiverse. This is what can reside everywhere. The Amiverse is an environment. It's where everything interconnects. The first phase of it is AmigaDE, the digital environment. The Amiga Foundation layer, that's the unique piece I've talked to you about. This is where the DAO OS comes in and the late operating system. That's what we're building upon. The OEM, whoever that may be, has the opportunity of saying, I want to run either directly on the hardware, which you see the list of the different chipsets, or, because I've already got a contract I can't get out of, I need to run on another operating system. Anything above the Amiga Foundation layer, the binary doesn't change. So basically your applications you create, the binary never changes. It runs without change on any of the platforms below the Amiga Foundation layer. Now another unique thing is anytime we need to add a new chip or a new host OS, it's a 1 to 2 month process tops. The key piece in there, the emulation, the pie on the side, those 2 things I told you about, average size is 16K. The largest one we have is for a certain operating system from Redmond, and that's 88K. So it's extremely efficient. We are not emulating these chipsets, we're translating it into native code. That's why you get the fast performance.
Does that make better sense now? Okay. Now, I was asked earlier a very good question. What part of the OS that we know today has anything to do with this? We've ported over many of the data types. We've ported over Boopsy, class libraries. We're also in the process of porting over a lot of the other code within the OS so that it's native here. But in order to get the flexibility that we need, that portion of the operating system that talks to the current chipsets we can't support here. Okay? Next slide. I love this part. This is called a dramatic pause. We've made a lot of changes to what you guys are going to hear tonight. What you're going to hear was not part of the original plan, but we listened to you what you came out. But in all said and done, this is still very much a benevolent dictatorship. I still don't know who did that, but I love it. That's Petro, my name. Someone sent that to me and I thought it was great. The fact of the matter is, this is not a democracy. It's not even a republic. But we do listen, and the community is important. So we as a company want to try to develop products that are the best for you and take you with us as we move to other platforms. So with that, we've listened. Dramatic pause, drum roll. Okay, I sound like a helicopter, but anyway. Go ahead and click. Here for the first time, we are announcing OS 3.9. OS 3.9 is an upgrade to the current operating system. We are working with Hagen Partner in this project, except we've got a little more control over it this time because it has to pass by us. It has to go through our QA department, etc. There's a lot of product enhancements and a lot of new features. And we have a slight disagreement with Hagen Partner, as you'll see in the next shot. This is a screenshot of the new OS. Okay, this is for the 68,000 series. Here it comes. Love the tumble. Boom. Okay. As you see, they're calling it OS 4.0. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not OS 4.0 because it is not a PPC port. And for me, that's what 4.0 would be. Okay, so 3.9. Some of the new features it has a built-in media player, so you can watch movies, APIs, and stuff like that. There's a ton of new features, and that list will be up in about a week. This will be shipping December 4th. Oh yeah, it's already been in process, guys. We've been working on this month. Go ahead, John. There's another slide there that actually talks about the more detail. Yeah, 3.9. We'll be shipping Christmas December 4th. A whole list of new features. It's under $40. US. Sorry. Like I said under, I didn't say how far under. We're working on it. When we started this project, it was a lot higher. It's going to get lower. I have certain beliefs of what price it should be, so we're working through the process to get it there. But the fact is, this is needed. It needs to be out this year because it helps migrate to where we're going. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Go ahead, John.
Can you see better for this?
Oh, what is that? How did that get in there? That's something to share with you. This will be up on the website. Actually, I printed this from the website. October 21st, 2000, Melbourne, Australia. It is with great pleasure that we are able to announce the first new Amiga hardware in over 6 years. The Amiga 1, our first consumer product, will be targeted at the desktop and workstation market. Further products to follow will cover the markets from personal digital assistants and upwards. All of these products will run a single piece of software, the Amiga digital environment. We completed the Amiga 1 specification 3 months ago and dubbed it the Zico. It is a specification and not a product because Amiga is a software company, not a hardware manufacturer. The ability of the Amiga DE to host itself on multiple hardware and operating system platforms frees us from hardware dependency and gives our partners and our customers the freedom to choose the hardware that best suits their needs and tastes. The Zico specification is as follows. 1 Amiga DE friendly host processor, PPC, x86, ARM, SH4, or MIPS. A minimum of 64 megs of memory. A next generation Matrix graphics card in the first iteration. Creative EMU 10K1 based audio card. A minimum of 10 gigabyte hard drive. CD-DVD, USB, Firewire, 10100 Ethernet, 56K modem, and extra PCI slots for expandability. With the completion of the specification stage of Amiga 1, we contacted several respected companies with a view to selecting partners who would be interested in creating Amiga 1 products. Fleecy wrote this, if you can't tell. I would have been done 4 paragraphs ago. The Amiga 1 process involves close cooperation between Amiga and our partner hardware groups. The running of the Amiga DE on the hardware and a thorough quality certification of the final product. Only then can the product be called an Amiga 1. I love this part. Whilst still in detailed negotiation with several companies, we are delighted to announce the first partner company in its initial set of Amiga 1 products. The iTech Group Limited of Stokesley, UK, who already has an excellent reputation within the Amiga community. And they've done a great job keeping the Amiga Classic alive for the past 5 years. They are the first company that has dedicated itself and now signed to create the first new breed of Amiga machines. This is a transitional effort from the Classic to the next wave, and that experience that will prove invaluable. There's a really stupid quote from me I didn't say, so I won't say that. It's really stupid. No, I'm definitely not saying that. Alan Redhouse, Managing Director of UK-based iTech, says, I'm delighted. I do it with his accent because it's great, but I won't. We've been able to build on our existing partnership with Amiga and continue our close working together. Fleecy Mouse, blah, blah, blah. That's a good thing to say. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is the important stuff. The first product is the iTech Amiga 1 PowerPC 1200. This is a custom board which uses iTech's Predator technology with the Zico specification to provide a perfect synergy of classic and next generation. It provides all of the functionality of the standalone Amiga 1 PowerPC, but has been extended to work with an Amiga A1200. This allows customers who have investment in the classic Amiga to continue to use their machines while also having a brand new Amiga disposal. The 68,000 processor in the A1200 will be emulated at a substantially increased level via the PowerPC processor in the Amiga 1, while the operating system would take advantage of the Amiga 1's next generation hardware resources. Basically, folks, the Amiga 1 has been developed into a single card that will plug right into an A1200. So you now have a PowerPC machine in a card, starting price of about $400. Yeah, I know, US. Before we even go there with the whole Pacific Peso thing. Now, that's the first product. We also are announcing the Amiga 1 PowerPC 4000 series. So for those of you with the 4000, you will also be able to have a brand new Amiga 1 within your current hardware environment, extend the life of your system. Therefore, you get the best of both worlds. You have Amiga 3.9, and you have Amiga DE within your existing hardware. Initially, we will begin shipping these to the developer community in December of this year. This is already something we've been working on. So December, the developers will get their hands on them and start working. We expect shipment shortly thereafter in high quantity volume. The iTech Amiga 1 PPC 1200 will be available for owners of a towered A1200. And the iTech PPC 4000 is an upgrade for the Amiga 4000s. In order to implement all features of Amiga 1 specification, the 1284,000 upgrade version will feature 1 AGP and 6 PCI slots, a user upgradable G3, G4 CPU slot, up to 512 megs of SD RAM, and a high-speed IDE API interface. Does that mean something? All I want to know is, what does it mean for me, an end user? The system will be dual workbench. The latter feature will allow purchasers to have the performance benefits of a full G3, G4, through selection. You can choose whichever chip you want. Both these boards are scheduled to ship, as I said, in December. Let's see, there's some more quotes. You guys can see. The 3.9, we talked about that. The other thing to tell you about is we've also signed another company called B-Plan GmbH, a German firm you guys probably haven't heard about. And we will have an announcement with them in the next few weeks for a complete standalone PPC Amiga 1. So for those of you that want to extend the 1200 and the 4000, you'll be able to do that with the new card from iTech. For those of you who want a brand new PowerPC Amiga, you'll be able to do that from B-Plan. Not bad from Australia. Basically, folks, we listen to you. We want to build you a product that you want to use and have. And we chose Melbourne as the place to announce this. So you guys got to hear it first. You got to hear about OS 3.9 and your new PowerPC hardware. Now, we've also got some other very large folks that are going to build some x86 stuff, but those won't be branded Amiga 1. These will be other products from third-party vendors running AmigaDE on those, and those will be out in the first half of next year. There'll be no more announcements about that. Now, with all that said, I've only got 2 more slides and I'll get off the stage. One of the things that we've talked about often is this whole IPO stuff, going public. And we, as a company of Amiga, we're in that process. We can say that publicly. Check with the SEC, and they'll allow me to say certain things. One of the issues we've had is every day I get email from an Amiga user, Amiga developer, people who used to be involved in Amiga who've left, who say they would like to participate within Amiga. So what we're researching right now is an opportunity to do that, and it's called a Registration A filing with the SEC. What we would actually be able to do is offer the Amiga community first crack at it. You would be able to buy stock within Amiga before anybody else could. Now, each country, the next slide, each country has certain requirements you might want to check on. Oh yeah, you can talk about that. And if you are interested in participating, there will be some minimum requirements based upon your company, but we are going to take 10% of the company and open it up to you for ownership. If you send an email to investor@amiga.com and let them know you're interested, our understanding is that there's a minimum of $250. We don't know. You have to check on the country. Okay? Because some countries actually have limits on how much you can put in. All right? We had understood that Australia was $2,500 American was the maximum you could put in. What we're doing is we're taking 10% at this stage of the game and we're putting it off for you. Now, we haven't done everything yet, so what we're checking on is we're putting this email out. This will be up on the website also, because you guys are the first to know about it, to find out what interest there is within the community, so that you would have 10% ownership within the company before we roll it out to the public markets. Okay? So you basically, the way it works out, so it's 1 million shares priced at $5 US a share. That's the way it works, which is well below our current value based upon the culture and capitalists we're talking to. But we think this is the best way. Otherwise, we have to go through the friends and family kind of thing and stick some off this, and it's just messier. And this is a way for you guys getting on the ground floor. So with that, one more slide. We'll move on to the next one. I love this slide. This was actually done for us by the guys at Scotland. I open it up to you. The OS 3.9 new SDKs, new hardware, all from Melbourne, Australia. Congratulations, you guys. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I assume this means we're ready to start the quiz night.
Yes. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't quite ready for that, but let's have another big hand for Bill. First thing on Monday morning. We'll have a couple of minutes of music and then we'll be right back with the trivia quiz. Thank you.